We have got more information than we need to sell this. All you have to do is sell yourself, and then you get out there and you sell people, because all this stuff I'm giving you, you don't really need all of it. You know, it's kind of like Ed says to me, Al, you're preaching to the choir. And we're preaching to the choir at this point, but it isn't bad to have, you just never, everybody got one of these?
I do now.
It says appointment setting, okay? Now I'm going to go over this with you because we covered this, and now you've got a third of what's going on. This is a third and this is a third. This third is only a fraction of this, and this third here is not too much more either. Because really, when it comes to selling this, we're not really selling, in case you figured it out. We're just simply
informing.
We're just teachers. We're just teaching you. If I tell you how this works, I don't have to sell you. If I say to you I can get you customers and save you money and you can pay me later, you got to be an idiot. So a lot of people, it's get frustrating to you. They just don't believe what you're saying because, yeah, it sounds good to be true. So anyway, if you stop and think about it, if I came to you and said to you, I can get you customers, I can save you money, just pay me if I help you, then why don't you join now? Why do you need to join later? So everybody should join quicker. Okay. So anyway, let's take a look here, first of all, the outline. We got referrals, and we went over the referral thing again, so you can see in this case we don't have to do, but that just want to let you know there's several ways of getting leads, and I just wanted you to know where to get them. So I'll just kind of go as we go here. Let's see. Oh, I don't think I arranged these things. But anyway, here's the page. It has one on it. Mine does. Yours doesn't. Okay, this was the referral page, and then on the other side it was what to tell your referral. Remember that page? Okay. So a lot of this stuff is in this folder because you need this when you need to have this sheet. And when I was explaining in the other part of the seminar, that I was just saying, okay, this is we get from good customers. It comes in play there. So sometimes the same information, like the products and services sheet, comes in here, and comes in here. It's on all three parts of it. So we won't have to really explain the referral sheet because you know about that, but it is there. And now the next thing is the telephone presentation, which deserves a little bit. And this is the one I told you that was pretty foolproof. So it's really interesting because it only takes less than a minute to do this. So it's got 4 parts to it, and these are specific parts. This is what it looks like right here. Telephone presentation. Telephone presentation, okay. So listen to this. Good morning or afternoon. My name is Al Cochran. I'm with ICRE. How are you today? That's a fourth of it right there. I mean, who's got a problem with that? Now, what did I say? ICRE, how are you today? What are you going to say to me? You're not interested? How can you? You know what the hell I'm calling for. You do not know what the heck I'm calling for, okay? So what happens is you're not going to get any rejection at this point. Right, Becca?
That's right.
Right. So you don't know what I'm trying to call to buy something from you, sell you something. You don't know. Now, what's the next thing? The next thing is very specific because I'm telling you how I got your name, and why.
Start over.
That's okay. I'm telling you how I got your name and why I'm calling you. You know, it's there. So listen to this. I'm calling you because I got your name out of the Yellow Pages. And we have customers that are looking for people who install pools. We have people looking for some people that, you know, clean pools and stuff like that. Do you have a minute to talk to me? Now, what is the guy going to say to you? You know? No. So now you got half of it. You got 50% of it, and the guy's not going to say to you, I'm not interested. If he does, you say, well, thanks. That means you don't need any business. And I usually say, do you know somebody in your business that could use some extra business? I'll just go to them and we'll take all your customers, you know. I don't say that. I don't say that. So I'm just breaking it down. So it's pretty simple, okay? Now the next thing is they say, yeah, I got a minute. Tell me how you get me customers. But you know, I'm not going to sell them over the phone. I'm going to get the appointment first, so watch. Our organization has been in business for over 20 years. And you can change a few things here and there, but don't make any master changes until you call me, because there's some things that are here for a reason, okay? We have over 1,200 listings. Now, you got to remember, membership-wise, we're under 300. But listing-wise, we're 1,200. Why? Because he could be listed as a bowling alley, as a banquet center, as several other things. We have Ace Hardware in Arnold. They're under 17 headings. Why? Because they sell oak mantles. And if I didn't put oak mantles as a listing, how would you find them? You wouldn't think you would go to Ace Hardware in Arnold to find oak mantles, handmade oak mantles. Okay. Our company brings a new business concept that will help you get some new customers, and it'll increase your cash flow and net profits. And best of all, it pays for itself. You know, you just pay us a small commission. And at this point, if they ask you, you can say it's similar to what you would pay a credit card. And if you know anything about credit cards, I could say, okay, Walt, if you took $1,000 on a credit card, what's your commission on that, would you think? Say 1.5% or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15 bucks. Would you give me $15 to save you $1,000? Well, in our case, if you figure if they're trading at, say, 50-50, it would be 12% of half of that, so it's 6% of the gross. So you'll learn how to figure the percentages. But I'd rather just answer someone's question rather than avoid it. What does it cost? Well, it costs about what you would pay a credit card company. I don't get into all this other stuff because they're not a prospect yet. And when they become a prospect, then I'll talk to them. But anyway, it says, now what I've done is I've told them how long we've been in business and what this is all about. Now I got to do the close, you know, because this is actually introduction, presentation, close on a small scale. What are we doing? We're selling the appointment. Okay? So you can just be prepared that you will not fail. Most of the time you will succeed. And if you change your attitude because you expect success, you'll be getting success. Just getting in front of the clients will make it easier. The guy says, man, I don't understand this. I got to see you. I don't know why. I just got to see you. You sound like a guy that's going to sell me something. I got to buy from you. I don't know what you're selling, but I got to buy. Okay. The reason I'm calling is to arrange a time when I can talk to you about this over the phone, or when I could see you in person, depending on whether you're trying to talk to them over the phone. You know, when would you have 10 or 15 minutes for me to explain this to you? Would it be convenient for you this Thursday? Do you have some time right now? I'll just tell you over the phone. You can actually give this presentation over the phone. Now, you're not going to be as effective over the phone as you would be in person, obviously, but actually, sometimes all this conceptual information is tough for people to grab up, so sometimes it's a good idea just to let them know about it and tell them to go to the website and get back with them. You know, and a lot of people like that when you're not trying to pressure them. You know, well, listen, we got a dinner coming up over here. You know, you can come by and have a free lunch. You can have a free breakfast. We're going to have something scheduled. We're going to have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner scheduled every week for you to bring people to in the St. Charles area, you know, wherever. And it won't take long before you'll figure this out, and you'll be having your own meetings over there where you're hanging out. Okay. Okay. So now that I've broken it down, let me just Walt. I'm just going to role play with you a little bit. So just kind of answer the way you think you would answer. The phone rings. Walt. I'm Al Cochran with ICRE. How are you today?
Fine.
Do you have a minute?
Sure.
The reason I'm calling you is I'm looking for plumbers. I'm part of a co-op, you know, and my customers are needing plumbers, and that's why I'm calling you to see if you have a minute to talk about how we can get you some business. Do you have a minute?
Oh, yeah. You going to get me some customers?
Well, I'll tell you how to do it. We started about 20 years ago, over about 21 years ago. ICRE is a member of organization, and we have hundreds of business people like yourself, and we refer them customers. We save them money. And what I want to do is take a few minutes and just explain to you how we get them customers, and how we save you money, and best of all, this doesn't cost you anything. You only pay us if we help you. It's just a commission thing, no upfront money.
Okay.
Okay? So I can either tell you about it right now, or if we want to, I'll schedule a time. I can either talk to you in person if you'd feel, or I can tell you more about it over the phone. What would you rather do?
I'd rather have a free lunch.
Okay. and that's about all it is. You know, you could either, see, I don't mind. And actually, when I have her setting appointments, and by the way, I want to mention to you, one of the things we want to invest our money in is getting an appointment setter. It's not because everybody here can do that. But in an hour's time, you can only reach about 4 people in an hour's time, and our time's too valuable to spend on a phone for an hour. We need to get somebody that we're not paying as much as we're worth to do that. And we can pay them maybe $15 an appointment, and they should average 1 per hour. So this is just an outline. The bottom line, if you get a hold of someone and say, I can get you customers, I can save you money, you pay me as I help you. Now later on, as you see, when we get into the sales and brokering end of it, what we will do is we go to phase 2, which is, okay, now here's how you pay your membership. Now, if they fill out that product and services sheet and there's nothing they need on that product and services sheet, we shouldn't be asking them to pay a membership because they don't have any money. You'll find people with good cash flow, they spend it. So this guy's got printing bills, he's got back deck he's working on, he wants new furniture. So it's not too hard if a person's spending money. So in essence, if we sign up someone and they fill out that list and there's nothing, they don't take their wife out to dinner, there's nothing, they don't have any money anyway. You were never going to get a membership out of them. But Ed, it didn't take me, I just said, Ed, join, And then it wasn't within a couple of weeks, because I talked to him over the phone. I sold him over the phone. And he was a member of a competitor of mine, and so he was just comparing the two. And then when I explained to him the difference, he said, I really like yours. And he came to the meeting, he joined, and the rest is history. Okay. So the thing to remember, if you just get them in front of me and just watch what I do, it won't be long before you'll say, I can do better than him. Yeah, you'll do that because you all have special qualities, okay? Now, this next thing, this is the neat thing here. So you tried barter and it didn't work. Man, oh man. I think I might just take a second and just let someone else read this.
So you tried barter and it didn't work. We often talk to companies such as yours who have had unsatisfactory experience with the barter exchange groups. The most common problems are inability to spend credits, what I want is not available, hard goods not available, accounts on hold, not accepting new credits, overcharging, this hurts members with published prices the hardest, overbuying, older members descend on new members. Attitude. The playing field is not level. Members often feel they're being treated like second-class citizens. The result is usually excessive trade buildup, the inability to spend credits, loss of quality, service and buying power, and general waste of your time. So what makes ICRE different? Over 20 years of refining has enabled ICRE to substantially improve, if not eliminate, all of the problems outlined above. Our part cash, part credit dollar policy allows our members to recover their variable cost. Therefore, ICRE credit dollars involve none of your cash. This concept of part cash, part credit dollars, blatantly obvious yet deceptively subtle, is the focal point around which ICRE is able to make the process work. You are already aware that trading has the potential to work. Now you have the opportunity to learn how ICRE has made it work for others and can make it work for you. To do that, we need to find a time to get together. Please call ICRE at 962-9222 to have one of our representatives talk with you and explain how you can enjoy the many benefits of ICRE at no risk to you.
So just wanted to kind of brush up the edges on that. Basically, by doing part cash, part credit, the buyer puts up the money, so the seller's never go on hold, number one. There's no reason to overcharge because they're collecting their variable costs. So the reason why you could overcharge in a regular exchange is that the buyers just soon pay more as not pay cash. So there was no incentive for the buyers to pay less, so naturally they end up paying more. So we just we eliminated the reasons why those negative things were happening. Overbuying, why? Because the guys were not putting out any cash. Now he can't overbuy because you're covering all the variable costs. So if you're going to buy a computer and you've got to put out 70% cash, how many are you going to buy? One. So that was the key to make everything work beautifully. And now we can get practically anything. Even a travel agent might trade 10%. How many times do you think that he would do that, or 5% or whatever, if he had to do 100%? If I said to him, give me a trip for $1,000 and here's 1,000 credits, by the time he paid me my commission, it would cost him more to sell me the trip. You see what I'm saying? So we have a wide variety of things. So it's really beautiful that this all comes together. But just keep in mind that people are going to think that you're selling advertising. So if they think you're selling advertising and you don't get time to talk to them, that's fine. I'm just going to say something before I forget it here. So, and that is that on all this material, that if you notice any words or anything that need to be changed, if you make changes on it and just give it to my attention, I'll make improvements on it. Okay. I wanted to, so I didn't forget that. Okay, another thing is a lot of times they say, oh, I've done that before. You know, they confuse us with a wholesale buying club. They think we're a wholesale buying club. And the problem with wholesale buying clubs is you can save 5%, but who can't? And you can pay $400 or $500 to join one. So, I mean, you might want to be a member of one of those because there might be some hard items we can't get, but it's certainly not what we do. Okay, so what did you think of this article? Wasn't this nice?
Great.
Well, that'll really help you. Now, the next thing is the brochure. Now, this brochure, my son Matthew wrote this based on some materials that I had given him, and I think he did a pretty good job. So now that is a camera-ready copy, so you can just take that to any printer and say, make me up 10 of these, 20 of them, or whatever. It's very inexpensive. Pick out a nice paper, because a different colored paper. And this is one that I made up, see? Put a little color on it. And we're going to get some printed up like this that has color on it as soon as we... So what you do is probably in a couple of weeks, Becca, when you know, or Walt, when you know, you'll say, I'll need 50 of these a month, I'll need 100 a month, and we'll know how much we need, we'll order. But in the meantime, it wouldn't cost you more than $5 to go make what you need when you need it, you know? And if you bring me the bill, if you make a sale and you bring me the bill, I'll just take it out of my side of the commission. I don't want to try to take advantage of you there. Okay. This is mainly for our salespeople anyway. Our customers won't be getting most of this. Okay, the cover letter. I just thought I'd put the cover letter. What we do is I've got, sometimes people want information. You can send them you can send them the brochure is one thing. Let them go to the website. Man, you got to make it to that website. It's very powerful. And if you see something on there you think needs to be changed, bring it to my attention. Okay? But some people want written information, so if you go to this cover sheet, it's, I made a copy of it. It basically is just a little explanation of what's going on, kind of like a formal letter. So if you say to us, we would like to send some written information out, if you just email me the address and the information, we'll send out a packet like this. Now, this packet includes, it won't look like this, it's just a copy of it. But this packet includes this page, and we also have a list of references here, and you can pull these references off the internet too.
Right.
So we send them, you see how this is on our letterhead? I just made copies that are not off our letterhead.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't, okay.
It doesn't quite look like this because I got it off the letterhead, so you could put it on letterhead if you want. But anyway, so we just send 3 things: the cover letter, the reference sheet, and the products and services sheet. And that's kind of like mailed out material. And a lot of times you can get away with just mailing them a brochure. And one of the problems with selling, as you know, is that you get all this information and they say, send me information. You call them back, they haven't looked at it. So it's almost a waste of time to do it, but this is what we have in case they want to play that game. You want to do it. But I think taking the reference list here and just going to your friends, signing your friends up,